This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, hello friends. All right, I am Kari from My Mind and Body Collective, and I am here with Jason and my other partner, Jasmine. Jason's not my partner. Jason is married to our person who we love and does a ton of amazing stuff for. So that's how he's connected to our group. I know often when I watch shows and like daytime shows and stuff, I'm like, I wonder if they're married. I wonder. So anyway, just to clear up all these things, Jasmine's down there in the bottom on my screen. So
hello, hi everyone.
Okay, that was kind of a messy introduction, but where did Jasmine go? Hopefully she's coming back. Okay, we want to talk to you about the new class that we are offering, putting on our schedule, putting out here as a service for right now. And it is our men's healthy sexual relationship class. Is that what we called it, Jasmine? Okay.
Yeah, something of men's healthy sexual relationship, healthy relationship for men. Something of that nature, just helping you connect to each other, like your partners, and doing it. And like, I mean, romance is a big part of the thing, right?
Right. This is the most important relationship really in our lives. And the very basis of this is intimacy in general, communication. We want to help you have solid relationships so that the other stuff is easier, not awkward, it doesn't cause conflict, that kind of thing, because it can be such a landmine if the basic foundations of your relationship are not solid. So while we will be talking about like this, there is this time and space that we'll be talking about whatever comes up as far as sexuality and that kind of thing, but the relationship part of it is really hugely important to me in this. Quick, I am a life coach and energy worker. I feel like we all have the tools. They just kind of need to be brought out in us when we're looking to heal. I feel like we're all on a journey within our relationships, within our spirituality, all kinds of things that we're on a journey. And if we are not growing, we are moving backwards. So my intent here is to help people grow in their relationships. I'm going to let Jason, you want to introduce yourself? Kind of your
Sure.
To this?
Yeah, my name's Jason. Like I said, my wife works with you guys, so that's kind of how I got connected. And Kari and I were talking. I guess how this got brought up is because I've definitely had communication issues. I struggled with pornography for a really long time, and that definitely affected my marriage and my relationship with my wife. I'm working through that, finding some good tools to help me with that on a day-to-day, and I was a counselor in my LDS bishopric, so I definitely have a different point of view on pornography, I guess, not only as the world sees it, but also, my journey has kind of let me think a little bit outside the box of how LDS beliefs and pornography can really affect you in a lot of different ways. So hopefully my experience can help whoever's struggling or wants to just find tools to help them manage it. So
well, and I think it's such a beautiful perspective to come to and find that medium ground, because I think all of these different kind of sexual addictions, I want to call them, because it's not just porn, it's also there are people out who have actual sex addiction, which is really where I came from. And it's quite a trauma response. And I feel like women are so much more educated about this kind of thing because we do have a lot more safe spaces to talk about that. And it's a lot more acceptable for us to talk about sex and relationships and all that sort of things. And I was so fortunate that when I went through really the opposite trauma, when I had trauma as a child, and then I got into the space of kind of chasing that adrenaline rush of having all of these different partners and all of these different places, which really created turmoil for my relationship that I was in at the time, which has ended. And then mixing in all of these other addictions that person also had that was connected to sexuality is just this firestorm of crazy. And And I love that this group is going to start that conversation in a way that is not shame and guilt. It's a way of, what's serving you and what's not serving you.
Yes.
Obviously, if you're looking to find something different, it's not serving you anymore. And let's talk about why it's not serving you. And let's talk about why you even got involved in it in the first place.
Right. Generally, there's a root. So we want to go to the root of why this is a habit. What are the coping mechanisms? And we will address and talk about pornography as much as the people who join us want to talk about it. And we want to really get rid of, like you guys both said, the guilt and the shame. And we want to strip those away to where we're looking at habits and behaviors. And if they are not serving you and making your relationship better, let's figure out what we need to do, what new habits and behaviors and coping mechanisms can be replaced in order for your relationship to be stronger. So that will be go ahead.
Sorry. I feel like if you have any kind of addiction, this is really the group for you, even though we and you guys are really talking about the sexual addiction and porn addiction, because it really does all affect. And it's just a very non-talked about shameful thing that you hide in the closet and never share, whereas like alcoholism is a little more acceptable to share. Even drug addiction is more acceptable to share, but there's so much stigma and shame and guilt and even people who say this is not a problem too. Like there's so many different sides of the coin when it comes to particularly sex and porn addictions, especially for men, because it's like, oh, well, you should be like, you know what I mean? Like macho man and it's normal and, whatever. And so, yeah.
Yeah. So that will be a part of this. But again, also talking through like communication styles and what's going on in your relationship so that we can help you with communication and communicating better, understanding each other, being a safe place for each other. I think sometimes it's been created that there's such a volatile relationship that neither person feels safe bringing things to the table and discussing things. And so we want to diffuse that and give you the tools to be able to do that. So the format of this is I will always come with something to teach you. And we will also always take questions. Also, we want people to know that this is safe. It will not be recorded. You come, we discuss, and it's over. So there will not be a recording later for anyone who says, oh, I missed it. Can I get a recording? Nope. You need to be here and join us. You also can reach out to us if you need some sort of if you would like some personal interaction, and we can do that. That's just another layer of this, but we want this to be something that serves the people who join us. And we get that there is a whole level of bravery, courage, stepping outside your comfort zone to step into this kind of thing. But hopefully after one or two times, you get that we are coming to this space with nothing but love and compassion for what you are going through, because we want your relationships to be better. We want you as the person who joins us to love themselves. I feel like self-love can be at the root of this, because when we think that we are bad and not worthwhile, that's when we do destructive things. And when that gets fixed, then we do better because we feel better about ourselves. So there's just, I think I can speak for all of us, and you guys can jump in and say your own piece, but this just nothing but love, compassion, no judgment, because we have all found ourselves in places in our relationships, in our personal lives that we would like unwritten, kind of. However, all of the things that we go through that are challenging and hard make us who we are on the other side. Like there is so much peace and freedom and beauty and love in your relationship on the other side of these hard things. And we just want to help facilitate getting you there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to jump in on that?
Yeah, I love this idea, and I'm glad you wrapped it around and gave the opportunity to talk about vulnerability again. And, you know, we in this group always love to encourage that, because when we meet a group and when we're in a ceremony or we're in this healing space, we're in it together. And you will often hear us sharing. I share personal stories all the time of things that I'm working through, because I'm not perfect and I don't want anyone to ever feel like there would ever be a shame situation, because right now my husband and I are personally going through so much growth and connection as we really relearn to be vulnerable with each other. And a lot of that came from too, and having to really put ourselves in the other person's shoes. And that's why I'm so excited that Jason's here and Kari and you guys get to play this duality of the conversation, because not one side of a conversation is right or wrong. It's just perspectives. And when we can really be open and vulnerable with each other, we really receive someone's perspective and take what feels good for us and leave what doesn't. This is not a one size fits all thing. It's a come and really be open to receiving what feels good and what can help you. And if there's something that's maybe like a little weird or whatever, okay, that's cool. Then it's maybe not for you right now, or maybe not for you ever, and that's okay. But I hope that with this group, people can just find space to learn how to take the armor off just a little bit and know that they are so protected and so loved. And we will get there. We will get to the space of being able to say, I love you to myself, which is really, really hard right now in women's group and soul connection, which mentioned group grow too. We're really hugely talking about opening your heart space. And I feel like that's what this group is going to do. Specifically for men, giving you guys a safe space to do that.
Yeah, I think with, you know, a male perspective, I mean, it's just, we, like both of you have said, you know, we recognize that this takes a lot of courage, because it can be uncomfortable, or embarrassing. You know, that was kind of my beginning of the journey. I felt so embarrassed about even discussing, but as I opened up and started to feel, the more I was able to talk about it, the more comfortable I got, realizing that I was in a safe space, which, you know, my spouse was amazing through. But this can be that for you, at least to hopefully help you get that confidence in being able to talk about it. Because I'm to the point now where I actually don't mind talking about my journey or this topic because of what I've learned, and how I've seen it help me with my relationship with my spouse. And again, we're not perfect either, you know, we got our own issues and whatnot, but it definitely I've gotten to the point where at least I can start to recognize when I might be struggling with communication or my relationship. So you know, just by getting on definitely shows a lot right then and there. I know that, you know, from my personal experience, like I said, it's definitely uncomfortable and you can feel embarrassed by just talking about it. But if you do that, I know that it can definitely help.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. And thanks for being willing to jump on here and say, yeah, I had this struggle, because I think that's what everybody needs when they're trying to get through something, is to know that they are not alone. There are people who have gone through it, have gotten through it, and that here's this space that we just want to help you figure out what tools work for you. I want to give you the space to process, and it's a journey, all of this.
So maybe you even see that you're not alone. Maybe that's all you need. Maybe that's the beginning step for you to see, hey, I'm not the only one with this crazy thing. And all these other people, well, they're not like super messed up and super weird. They just have this one thing. Mm-hmm. And like, that's what I see from dudes all the time. They come into the studio and they really start to be a part of this experience. Oh, okay, this is not what I thought. This is a really safe space for me. And there are people who are just like me here too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's really what I was hoping that we would do, is just provide an introduction to what's going to be going on in class. Invite, if you are seeing this video and it's not for you, but you know someone that it could serve, share it. And for all of February, it will be free. At the end of February, we'll figure out where we're going from there, and we'll let you know. But there will be links. You can find it on our website. Wherever this is posted, there should be a link to get you to register for class. So you just have to register in order to get the Zoom link. So you'll be in outer Zoom space if you don't register for class, because that's the only way we will know to get people the link to join class. So that is my final thing. I appreciate you guys being on tonight as we share what this is going to be. Super excited, and I really hope that we are able to serve and help some people.
I do too. I'm super excited to see people in 6 months that choose to join and where they've gone on their journey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, you guys.